Boston is a great city for runners. We have amazing routes all over the city, from the Esplanade to the Emerald Necklace, the steep streets on Beacon Hill, or up and down the Harvard Stadium steps. Everywhere you go, at any time of the day, you'll see people running. It feels like the city was built for it, and maybe that's why Boston is home to the greatest foot race in the world. Boston is an okay city for public transit. The MBTA is our subway system. Historically, it used to be pretty great. It was the first underground metro in the US, but today it's, well, inadequate. After years of underfunding and mismanagement, the T has become unbearably slow and unreliable. 170 total slow zones, 30 miles of speed restrictions, and long headways mean you spend most of your time waiting around, not going anywhere. Not only is it slow, but it's also dangerous. The MBTA accounted for 94% of light rail accidents in the US. An Orange Line train even caught on fire, forcing some poor lady to jump out of the train into the Mystic River. For most of last year, I gave up on the T, opting to bike or walk around since it was almost always faster. Some people even just run around instead. But recently, the MBTA has made improvements. They cleaned house and coaxed Philip Enge, a seasoned transit executive, out of retirement to get this train back on track. His plan was simple: fix all the slow zones by 2025, replacing tracks, signals, trains, everything. No one had any faith. To everyone's surprise, it's been working. They've eliminated 105 slow zones this year, repaired 100,000 feet of track, and 0 trains have caught on fire. With all these improvements, it's time to revisit the question. Is it faster to run around everywhere, or should you take the T? To answer this question, we will conduct an experiment using the second most famous foot race in Boston, the Charlie Card Challenge. The Charlie Card Challenge is a 6.6-mile unsanctioned road race against the MBTA Green Line. There are no road closures, no water stops, no gear checks. Just you against the train. This year's race has 150 athletes racing. Our experiment is simple. If most runners beat the train, the answer is yes. It is better to run than to take the subway. But if not, I'll start riding the T again. The Charlie Card Challenge starts at Boston College and follows the B line all the way to Park Street. The race can be broken down into 3 main parts. First, Brighton. The T follows Comm Ave through Brighton with not that many stops or intersections. Unfortunately for our intrepid runners, this section is on tight sidewalk, making it crowded and hard to maneuver. Most runners will get dropped, but luckily for them, Stage 2, Boston University, contains lots of red lights where you can catch up, and perhaps get ahead for the rebellious few who choose to ignore said red lights. The final stretch from Blandford to Park Street presents a unique challenge. At this point, the B line goes underground, making it impossible for runners to see the train or gauge how far ahead or behind they are. They'll be racing blind. There are only 2 ways to win: keep strong pace throughout the 6.6 miles, or hope that the train gets delayed, as it so often does.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
So what were the results? The race was run in 5 waves. Of the trains, wave number 4 was the unluckiest, who had to race against an express train. In contrast, the wave 5 train got delayed for about 5 minutes, resulting in the slowest time. The average time of all the trains was 52 minutes 7 seconds. Of the 152 runners, 93 beat this time, and 59 were slower. So the answer to our experiment is yes. If you want to get around Boston, running is faster. The trains in Boston have gotten better, but our runners are still a step ahead.